Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yasmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Colin, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I play Caddo Chasseur, a cleric also from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I play Ogvar Shawfoot, a ranger from Kessig.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia. As our prowlers got to grips with their mission, a scrappy scramble to the tree line landed them in some trouble as one of the guards got alerted that something may be afoot in the gardens. With the perfect cover of some fantastic fireworks flaring across the sky, Kolbein had indeed kicked it out of the park as he hit his brief in beautiful fashion. Elora took action, deciding to wave her wand, which promptly went wayward, leaving Ogvar no choice but to aim an arrow, unleashing a successful sleep spell on an unsuspecting sentry, rendering her to a state of snoring slumber. After relieving her of various wardrobe and weaponry items, the team each took a turn in trussing her up like a last-light turkey before making their bolt for the balcony on the west wing. As our paladin ploughed in to placate the remaining guard, he pounced on his prey, and with spine-shattering swiftness, the soldier was demoted to the deck, stone cold, dead. Collectively, with the party's eyebrows raised, Cuin bounded back across the lawn and bundled his hefty handiwork into the bushes, whilst Roban looked on, wistfully contemplating the fiendish ferocity of the deadly dispatch that he had just witnessed. We rejoin the proceedings as Roman and Alia have taken up their fake identities on the terrace, and the team are looking to let themselves in through the library window. All in all, it seems to be going quite well, but will Lady Luck continue to smile sweetly upon our would-be usurpers? Episode 87, Textbook Break-In.
Okay, so we're going to head over onto Foundry for this. So we're going to be using, just for the listeners, we're going to be using Foundry here. It's a really nice virtual tabletop software, which we're just using for the first time. So this will allow us to kind of have our maps virtually. Everyone will be able to move around. We have various things like lighting effects and really cool things like being able to put walls in. So it's a really nice interactive way of communicating and playing on the table when we're not at the table. Okay, so Spencer, do you want to position yourself on the map?
Well, I'm struggling to see where the window frame is, but I think I'm stood by the right-hand side of it, where I've just moved myself to. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm kind of peering round the window frame to look into the room.
So yeah, as you look into the room, you can see the room is lit. It's lit by there's a soft glow suffusing the room, and there's a almost like a flickering glow as well, which you would assume is probably from a fire of some sorts. But as you look into the room from this it's a fairly sharp angle you're looking at. The one side of your vision, the right hand side of your vision, you can see you're looking directly at a bookshelf filled with various old tomes, leather-bound books. To the left-hand side of your vision, you've always got what looks like the end of the bookshelf right down the centre, and to the left-hand side of your vision, you can kind of see into what you'd assume is to be the middle of this room. There's a fairly open space, and you can see directly in your line of sight is a table of some sorts with a book open on it. Looks like a kind of scholarly table.
And what can I discern of the window? Does it look like it's locked? Is it lots of little panes? Is it one big pane?
Yeah, maybe a spot check.
19 all in.
Yeah. So you can see, looking at the window, It's very big, the entire window bay. It's obviously like a bay window, you can see like a seat in it. It's filled with plush kind of soft furnishings. But the window itself, it's a multitude of small glass panels, little square glass panels. And by the looks of it, these windows do open, but they're on like a bolt, like a lift bolt latch, which you push out from the inside.
Yeah, right. Is it two windows that open out, or is it a sash window, or?
They're the type which you lift the bolt and you push them open.
Right, so
you push them out.
Yeah, so it'd be, if you like, two windows open, almost like a door.
No. So the window pane itself, you've got these small little glass panes. They all fit inside a big frame.
Yeah.
The frame itself, it's got like a bar on the back of it, which is closed and pushed down. You've got to
the whole
lift
window
it up
opens.
and push it. Yeah, the entire window frame will open outwards like a hinge on a door.
Right, I'm with you. So if we broke one of the bottom little panes, we should be able to get to the securing mechanism, if I understand it right.
You might be able to.
Right, Alora is going
So I'll explain what I can see to the others then.
Okay.
So they're in
So
the
what's
picture as
Alora?
well.
What's Alora going to do then?
Alora would not be just standing around like a wet lettuce. She would be moving up. She'd probably be moving up next to Caddo.
Okay.
Just up to that point there. So she would go just to, as she's looking through the window, she would be just to his left-hand side.
Yeah, so you can actually see more. You're directly in front of the window. You can see that to the left-hand side, you have got at the very, in front of you there is this obviously end of a bookshelf. To the left-hand side, you can see two desks. You can see a little further out. There's another kind of flickering glow emanating from further up. So you'd assume there might be another fire or something there. At least something with a flickering emanation of light. To the right, kind of directly ahead of you, you can see into the room directly. You can see at the far end of the room there is more bookshelves. You can see that there is actually indeed a fire in this side of the room. But other than that, you've just got these kind of bookshelves running up the left-hand side and ahead of you.
So Alora, how do you think we're going to get this window open?
It looks like it's got a. Am I right? It's got like a bolt on the inside of it. Bear with me a minute. Let me have a think about it. Let me have a look at the latch. Let me just have a look at the latch. Laura's just gonna have a quick look at it and see what she thinks. She's then gonna cast Silent Portal on the window. It negates the sound of opening and closing a single portal, so including a window. Breaking a window still makes a noise, but opening it doesn't make any noise. Right, I've cast Silent Portal on it, so there'll be no sound when we actually open the thing, but I mean, I can try and melt through the glass.
Well, that's it, not glass.
That's it, don't know. Depends.
That's what sort of glass it is.
I'll have the DM on that.
Yeah, would acid melt the glass?
You don't know.
Okay.
I don't suppose anybody's got a glass cutter. That would have been a good part of the plan.
We could.
We've got a flail.
These are very small squares. These are like a couple of inches by a couple of inches square.
Well, we could. There's a lot of noise going on. We could just break the small pane.
The one right above the cat.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, DM?
Yeah.
Is it leaded glass? Or is it wooden in between the glass? Because usually glass.
You could melt the lead between the panes.
Usually small panes are leaded, aren't they?
It is leaded. When you look at it, it is leaded.
There you go. You can melt the lead out then, and then they'll fall out.
and smash.
Right.
Okay. So as you're discussing and as you're kind of looking at this, you can all tell that this banging and crashing from the sky, it's getting louder and louder. It's almost reaching a crescendo at the moment.
Good old Kolbein.
I mean, from the north and the south, it is ridiculously loud, and it is. You just get this feeling that, you know, it's been going on for a little while now. Surely he cannot have any more explosives left in the bank.
Do you want me to melt this, or do you want me to just stick an elbow through?
With all this noise, I'd just stick something through it.
Okay, let's just explain. Cuin, where are you?
Here you go. What do you want me to do?
Right, just very gently, just break the bottom pane of this glass. Just crack it enough for us to push it out.
The one just above the catch there.
Okay. Ha! And he's gonna punch it.
Okay, so you're going to punch it. I want you to make me a attack roll for that, please.
Okay, so that's an attack roll, which what is base attack plus strength? Yes.
Yep.
+2.
+2, and because I'm still, I've only been doing it about 30 seconds.
You've got your strength of a bull still.
Yeah, so that's
God, it came the entire window in.
4.
Just tell what are your modifiers to go on to this? Just tell me what your modifiers are.
Oh God.
I've got 7 base. I've got 4 for strength, and I've got 2 for attack.
Okay,
13,
so what I want you
he's
to do.
adding 13.
So what I want you to do is I want you to roll a d20 and score any other number than 1.
14.
Well done.
Yes. Okay. You. This
You
this
hit a
glass
window.
yeah. You punch into this glass and you've got your kind of gauntlets on, and you get this kind of and like a smash, and this glass shatters in the frame.
Whoops, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I've got fairly small hands, so I'm going to slide my hands carefully amongst the glass, and I'm going to unlatch the window from the inside.
Yeah, make me a dexterity check for that, please.
Okay.
I'm so kind of sad I've missed the firework display now. It sounds like it was a banger.
That's a 12 all in. Oh,
12
hang on,
all in.
have I got... Oh, is it a...
Plus 2.
Is it a +2?
+1.
Plus one.
It's not an attack, so +1.
Plus
Plus
one.
1, so 13.
13. Yeah, you maybe catch the glass a little, and there's like a slight kind of cut on the back of your hand, but it's not bleeding significantly. And yeah, you're able to get the window open.
Okay, so at this point, we're gonna, as the catch is freed, she's just gonna pull the window. It comes towards her, doesn't it?
Yep, you pull the window open.
Yeah. Okay. Pull the window open as far as I can get it.
Yep. Okay, so you open the window. Goes pretty
And
wide.
I'm going to glance at Caddo and Cuin and look at their armour, and I'm just going to try and slip sideways by putting one leg over the frame and then kind of roll myself in quietly.
You do not need to squeeze yourself. This is a very big window.
Oh, okay, right. In that case, I'm gonna climb in.
Cuin would easily get in through the window.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, I've climbed in. I've opened it
Okay.
and I've climbed in.
Okay, so you climb in through the window, and as you climb in, you can see more of this side of the room. You have bookshelves to your left. They're filled with these gorgeous tomes, and they're all leather-bound tomes or fabric-bound tomes. They've all got some form of like embossing or golden script on the spines. They're gorgeous. You can tell that this collection of books is probably worth a small fortune. So to your left, roughly 15 foot into the room, you can see there's a slight gap in this bookcase to your left. On your right hand side, you have a small window, and there is a fireplace in front of you, which is emanating this soft golden orange glow. Overhead, you have this absolutely gorgeous hanging lamp, and it's an absolute exquisite design. It's this filled with bits of orange and pink glass. This very intricate fine work, very foreign, very oriental looking. You can tell that it's worth a lot of money. Directly ahead of you, you can see another one of these lamps providing more glow, and you can see what looks like a very expensively embroidered and plush kind of little poof chair thing. The ground beneath you is this gorgeous parquet flooring. It's polished to a shine, a high shine, and across the floor there is a long rug, very intricately designed, intricately woven. Again, everything in this room, it's you know, it just speaks of understated elegance and wealth.
Initial impressions, Alora's going to look at it and just kind of draw breath very slightly and just admire the beauty of the floor, and moreover the books. She loves the books. This reminds her instantly, gives her a reminder of when she was wandering through the spine mine, also looking at books, perhaps not books that are perhaps so valuable or expensive, but books nevertheless, and it strikes a chord with her and takes her back to thinking about when she was in the spine mine in Dranau, just briefly.
Yeah. Okay.
She's going to turn to the others and just say, right, I'm in, we're okay to get into this room. Make sure that Roman is on the balcony with Alia, and we can move on. It's all clear in here.
Okay, well, Cuin's going to jump through and...
Yeah, Ogvar will come through as well.
Let's all go through. Why not?
Yeah. As Ogvar comes through, he's going to wipe his dirty boots on the posh rug.
Are the other two all right on guard out there?
Yeah, yes. Roman's up where I... yes, and she's the other one's just outside the door.
Okay, cool.
Right, don't we need a... Where's the spiral staircase?
It's right there.
Alora's just going to push the window closed.
Okay, so you,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
you pull the window.
pull the window closed. Sorry, yeah.
Yep, so you pull the window closed. Okay, so what are you doing now?
Head to the...
Yeah, if the room's obviously completely empty, we're heading for the spiral staircase,
I
aren't
would
we?
assume so, yeah, we just want to be quick here.
Quick as we can.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you emerge into this space in the middle, you get a clearer view of what the room actually looks like. So you now move into this space, which is almost like a slightly sunken area. It's a rectangle within a rectangle. The room itself is rectangular. It's a little rectangle area. There's this very posh-looking round rug in the middle of the room. It's again embroidered. It's beautifully made. And sat in this room, there are kind of 4 little desk pods. There are books and various other scholarly items littered around the area. There's things like inkwells, quills, fancy pens, books, all kinds of, you know, scrolls of parchment everywhere. And it's this very, very opulent looking study room. The entire inside of this area is again lined with bookshelves, beautiful big tomes. You've got tomes which are almost the size of your torso, Cuin, and then you've got ones which are almost as small as the palm of Alora's hand. So there's this varying, very wide breadth of books, very different kind of books. This area is lit by 3 more of these beautifully crafted orange and pink lamps, set into kind of what you'd assume is some form of either highly polished copper or gold, and they're strung from chains on the ceiling above you. In the corner to your right, as you enter through this gap in the bookshelves, you see this set of spiral stairs, and all of these bookshelves are made of this very rich, like mahogany wood. They're all varnished, stained. You know, it is every single item in this room is a work of art, really, in itself. It's absolutely gorgeous. To the right, in kind of you have a gap in the bookshelves opposite you, and from that you can see that there is also a door leading through to another door, which you'd assume is this private room on the ground floor. And to your right, in the right hand side of this area, there is a slightly bigger gap, and you can see the flickering light of a fire just peeping through and illuminating the very edges of this rug with this kind of golden hue.
Well, I'd love to stay and explore this because this is beautiful. But there's the stairs, guys. I think we need to make haste.
Yes, that's what I thought you were doing. So I'm going up the stairs.
I'm following Cuin, second up.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll follow wherever.
Okay, so you're
can
you're all heading up the stairs, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
So as you head up the stairs, obviously you go up this spiral staircase. It's quite narrow, it's quite tight, especially for Cuin and Spencer with the heavy armour on. But as you get upstairs, you're greeted with this balcony, and again it's lit from above by more of these really gorgeous, expensive looking lamps. Clearly no expense has been spared. To the right of you, as you finally hit the top of the stairs, you've got this kind of short arm which is roughly 45 foot long, and obviously you've got your longer corridor, longer balcony area. And again, this room, this top floor, this mezzanine floor, is lined with bookshelves. And again, you've got these gorgeous looking tomes in varying hues of blues, greens, reds, oranges, just filling the walls. You have a couple of moose skin rugs on the floor, moose pelts, just providing that bit of extra plush comfort. And there are bits of various furniture around. There's a couple of tables, a couple of nice plush looking chairs. So you get to the top of the stairs. What are you doing at this point?
Gonna head along the walkway towards the private room.
Okay, so as you walk towards the private room, there's again another one of these beautifully tapestried, beautifully embroidered rugs on the floor, and right in the corner of the door you have a candelabra, like a little, it stands from the floor, a candelabra, and it just gives a bit more of an atmosphere, and it's just kind of that little extra touch which is quite probably quite unnecessary.
Do I take it we don't need to make stealth checks along this? It looks like it's a parquet floor, isn't it, on the second floor?
Are you sneaking? Are you trying to be stealthy?
Well, yeah, I mean, you would, wouldn't you? You don't want to draw attention to yourself.
We're certainly moving
Depends
quietly.
just a personal choice, surely that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Cuin's up front. What's Cuin doing? Just walking. Right.
Just walking as if, I'm a guard.
Okay.
Yeah, Ogvar will just be walking along as well, but he will be not so much looking where everyone else is going, looking down over the balcony, see what's going on below, if anything.
Yeah, so looking down at the balcony, you can't see anything happening, you can't see any movement, but you've just got this kind of this golden polished floor and the lights reflecting back. It's quite a beautiful sight, really. Okay, so you approach this door, and this door is beautifully carved. I mean, it's carved with scenes of. Actually, Ogvar, it reminds you all of this being in the Cracked Acorn, with the exception of Caddo, but it reminds you of being in the Cracked Acorn with these beautifully carved panels depicting various scenes. And when you look closely at this door, you can see it actually depicts a kind of a hunting scene. You've got trees carved in and a deer. And as you go across the panels from top to bottom, it shows the story of the deer being hunted through the woods until its demise at the very kind of bottom panel on the floor. What are you all doing at this point? You're now kind of lined up, stood around this door.
I'm going to try and open it.
Okay, so Cuin, you try and open it. The door opens.
I'm going to...
But
It doesn't squeak, there's no screech of hinges. The door opens. It's easy enough to turn the knob and just open the door.
okay.
He's going to head in.
Yeah? Okay, so you head in.
I shall follow him.
Ogvar will turn to Alora and say, I think I'll stay here on the balcony and keep an eye out and an ear out for anybody who may be coming towards us, and keep you informed. If you need me, just shout.
That's a good idea.
Make
Okay,
noise,
Ogvar.
not shout.
Yeah, got it. Okay, Ogvar, thanks.
Okay, so you go into said room. This room is ornately decorated. It's clearly someone's office. It's clearly an area of work. It isn't the most lit of rooms. There are a couple of candles burning on the wall, the right-hand wall. In their holders, there's a couple of candles burning, which provides some light to this one end of the room, the eastern end of the room. And on the desk, you can see there's a big desk, and on this desk there's books and what looks like paperwork, accounting books. There's a couple of gold coins strewn about, you can see that. There's a small tallow candle which burns, just illuminating this area. The fire in this room is unlit, unused. You can see it's clearly prepped for use. There are logs in the bottom. There's a log basket to the side, brimming with fresh wood to burn. But this fire is unlit. It's not burning. No one's been in here to light the room. On the northern wall, you can see, so the wall directly opposite you as you walk in, you can see there's a big wooden cabinet, and it's framed on either side by these other two smaller bay windows. And these windows are like downstairs. They're very small panes of glass with push open latches. To the left hand side of the room, you see this very ornate carpet. Again, this is something which is really a prevalent theme. A lot of the rugs in this area, a lot of the floor decorations are very expensive quality. You can just tell by looking at them that it's taken a master craftsman literally, probably quite most likely, years to craft these. There are a couple of bookcases strewn around the room, but most prominently, kind of one of the most prominent items in this room is to the left, in this bottom left corner as the wall curves. There is a 8-foot high suit of armour. It's quite an imposing looking thing, and it stands with its hands crossed in front of it with a great sword held at its gauntlets.
Laura's going to look around the room and she's going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Yeah. You cast Detect Magic, and there are immediately several things which ping up on your radar, so to say. This suit of armour, you get a very strong magical aura from it. You get a very strong magical aura from this round carpet on the left hand side of the room. And you also get a strong magical aura from the eastern side of the room, a point along the wall, and the chessboard set up ready for play.
Guys, there is some. I'm picking up magical stuff in this room. Something from over the round carpet, for instance. The suit of armour, something with that, and also the chessboard over on the right hand side. Just so that you know. Are there shutters on the windows? Can Allura see if there are shutters on the windows?
There aren't any shutters on the windows.
No curtains, nothing like that.
Nope, no shutters, no curtains.
Well, after that last encounter we had with the magical rod, I want to keep away from that.
Laura's going to laugh nervously.
Then Cuin's going to go over and have a look at the chess set.
Okay, so when you go over to the chess set, Cuin, you can see that the game looks as if it has been abandoned mid-play. Okay, so setting up the board: B8 Black Knight, E8 Black King, F8 Black Bishop, H8 Black Rook, F through to H7, 3 black pawns, E6 Black Queen, A7 Black Pawn, E5 Black Rook. Okay, white pieces: E4 White Pawn, A to C2 White Pawns, 3 white pawns, F through to H2 3 white pawns, C1 White King, D1 White Rook, F5 White Bishop. Okay, and that is the setup you have on the board in front of you.
Okay. Right,
Cuin, this is what you see.
It looks like there's a partly gold game here.
Alora's moved up to stand just over his shoulder and have a look. She's going to move up fully next to him. Next to the actual game, pretty much.
Yep.
Oh. Well, that's an expensive looking chess set.
Yep. Looking closer at these figures, you can see that they're carved into very interesting shapes. So the Queen on the board is carved into the likening of the Archangel Avacyn, and pawns on the board are carved into kind of almost gargoyle-like shapes. It's a very themed board. It looks like a very expensive set, and when you look at it, it looks like it is carved from some form of stone, some form of marble.
Anybody? Oh, it's been a long time since I've played a game of chess. I was never that good at it, to be fair. Any of you guys chess players?
Yeah, I've played before, but I don't know who's been playing this, but the old whoever's been playing white had a bit of a thrashing.
Well, it's looking like it. There's no queen on there, is there? There's no white queen left on there.
He's only got two major pieces.
Yeah, there's a rook gone, and there's no
bishop
knights left on there either.
Both knights, the queen. I don't know which one would have to win, or whose go it is next.
No. Well, the rook could take that bishop out, so it looked like he might lose that piece sometime soon, whoever it was.
Ogvar, while they're
Hello.
puzzling over this, you're stood outside just keeping a watch of the area below.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's sort of trying to keep back a little bit. So obviously, if someone walks in, he's not the first thing they see. But yeah, he's keeping an eye out.
Yeah. You've been keeping an eye out for possibly like a couple of minutes now, and you don't hear or see anything in the area. You don't see anything below. You don't see any movement. There's nothing to suggest that there is anyone in this this library, in this room, except for yourselves.
Okay. Alright, so at that, Ogvar will walk to the door, and it seems fairly quiet out here. I think I'll join you guys in here, if that's all right.
Yeah, we're just examining this chess set here. This up that end of the room, there's a suit of armour that seems somewhat magical, something about it, and the round rug on the floor as well. This chess set. Can I just ask a question, DM? How this chessboard is set up? Is this the queen at the king at C1? Is that to the front edge, away from the two seats? Which way round is this board?
So this board is set up as if two people were playing each other. So with the chairs, so it's not going to be some whites at the edge closest to you. They're going to be set up so you're looking at the board from the side, basically. Black is to the left hand side, so to the chair on the left. The chair on the right, closest to the desk, is where the white pieces are situated.
They're looking at it right, we're the wrong way around.
We're the opposite way round,
Yeah.
so the room is that direction.
Yeah, the wall is where you are.
Right, okay. So we'd be looking at it from this side. Okay.
Did you
No.
close the door behind you as you came in?
Well, no, it was open before, so I just walked through it.
Yeah. In which case, Caddo's going to go and close the door to the room behind us, so that we're closed in the room.
Okay, so you go and close the door.
Yeah.
Yep. The door's now shut.
Does it have a lock on it?
Yes, it does. As you look at the back of the door, Caddo, you see the story of the deer which was carved into the front of this door. On the back of this door, you see an entirely different scene carved. And the scene carved on the back of this door is of an unsuccessful hunt. And the scene depicts, from again flowing from the top to the bottom, a young man atop a horse hunting down a wild boar through the woods. And the story progresses. It shows the young man striking the boar. The next scene shows the boar charging the horse and unseating the rider. And the final scene at the bottom shows the boar trampling the rider to death. It's quite a gruesome scene.
And is there a key in the door?
So it's got like a drop latch, it's got like a bolt latch, sliding bolt, and you're very able to you just slide the bolt across.
Yeah, so I'm going to slide the bolt so we're locked ourselves in the room.
Okay, you've now locked yourself in the room. Okay, so Cuin, Elora, what are you doing over by the chess table?
Well, we don't know who's don't even know who's go next it is. You can't tell.
Elora's tempted to pick up a piece because there's something with this chess set, but at the same time she's not quite sure whether something might happen, something might trigger possibly. She's going to sit on the chair of the side that would be playing the black pieces.
Okay, you sit on the chair.
And she's going to ask the rook to move to the square where the white bishop is on, which is what?
G5.
G5.
G5. So rook to G5.
Okay,
Right.
you take your seat. It's quite a comfortable chair, actually. Very comfortable, very nice. You sit there and you look at the board. You say,
Rook from E5 to G5.
okay, yeah. You say this out loud, you say this to the board, and you just watch as nothing happens.
Okay, she looks at it in puzzlement.
I wonder if it's White's go. I'll tell you what, I'll go.
You sit on the other side, Cuin.
Yeah, so Cuin will
Just
sit
have a
down
look.
and he'll go.
Ah,
Checkmate.
Check.
checkmate.
Oh, yes. Cuin's going to sit and look, and he's going to go. Maybe it's my go, so I'll go. D1, white rook, to D8,
And he's physically moving the piece this time.
and go. Checkmate.
How are you moving the piece?
I'm just going to pick it up and move it forward.
Okay.
D-
As you physically pick up the piece and remove it from the board,
No, slide it forward.
So
Are
he's
you-
sliding it along the board.
Yeah.
he's sliding
to
on
the
the
other
board.
end.
Okay.
So it was paranoia about playing chess. Quite glad I don't
And
know
he's
the
gonna-
rules now.
He's going to keep his finger on it while looking and then go, that looks like checkmate.
Laura's going to raise an eyebrow and go, so it is.
Okay. As you slide this piece forwards and take your finger off and announce checkmate, you all hear a slight squeaking noise.
Oh dear.
Those slight squeaky noises are okay. It's loud squeaky noises.
A slight squeaking noise as the suit of armour
Oh no.
in the corner of the room tilts its head upwards.
Is Laura's attention drawn to this squeaking? Because obviously the room's quiet, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you'd have all heard the squeak. It's kind of like a metallic kind of.
Would we have turned to look at this? Would she have turned to look at? Would she have noticed where this was coming from immediately?
Make me a listen check.
All of us?
Yeah, you can all make me a listen check.
Well, Ogvar's just stepped into the room, so he wasn't actually paying attention to the chess set per se.
Remember, you're still getting
Okay.
+1 on this.
It's even better. Oh, it's better, but a bad.
That's a 22 all in from Alora.
Okay, 22. Yep, you'd have been able to tell where that squeak came from. Most definitely.
That's 13 from Cuin.
20 all in from Caddo.
Do you want Ogvar to roll for it?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Roll for it.
Okay. 15?
Yeah. Yeah, so anyone over a 10, you'd have immediately pinpointed where this sound came from. Right, so in this room, Elora and Cuin were sat on either side of the chessboard. Esther's probably hanging around by the desk, just by the edge of the desk. Ryan, you've literally just come in. Ogvar's literally just come in through the door. Caddo, where would you have been?
I just closed the door because Ryan didn't. So
Okay,
I was back
so-
at
Yeah,
the door.
so I'd be a
I was
couple of
back at
steps
the
into the
door,
room.
locking the door.
So we're now stuck in
Okay.
there with an errant suit of armour.
Yep. Okay. And as you kind of your attention is drawn, and you all just kind of watch in this sense of abject horror as this 8-foot suit of armour steps forward off its plinth.
Laura's going to reach forward, she's going to grab the rook and slide it back up the board to where it was, next to the king again.
You're bloody hopeful.
Yeah. Who scored the highest on that listen check?
That'd be me, that'd be Laura.
Elora. Okay. Before you slide the rook back, you've also, alongside hearing this shriek of metal, you also heard a sound like a door unlocking. As you slide the rook back into its position, the armour ceases to move, half stood down off the plinth, and you hear another clicking sound as if a lock was just turned.
She's going to look at the others and say, could she look across to see where the clicking sound had come from? Would she have been able to tell where the click came from?
Yeah, you'd probably say it's come from the wall. You'd have heard it reverberate through the wall.
Would she have seen anything? Or just heard it?
No, you'd have just heard it.
She's going to slide the rook, just to make sure she knows, or she thinks what she knows. She's going to slide the rook back across next to the king again.
Ogvar just nods and
see,
in agreement.
and
Yeah,
just to see.
yeah. So as you slide it back into position, you hear again this shriek as the the helmet on this armour lifts up, and it begins to move and bring its other foot off the plinth.
Right,
And as it does that, you hear a click of a lock turning.
She's going to move the rook all the way back up the board again and see what happens.
Back to its original place.
Yes, back to its original place.
Laura, before you do that again, could I recommend we disarm the suit of armour?
Just a moment. What happens?
The armour ceases to move, and you hear another click as if a door was locking.
Right. Laura stands up off the chair. I think this might be what we're looking for. Something, every time I move this rook, every time this rook is moved, something is unlocking. But that suit of armour...
I'd say great. I'm more worried about the 8-foot suit of armour with a bloody great sword.
Yeah, I got this, but we got to understand, we're trying to get in here. She's going to go to the wall where she thinks the sound came from of the clicking, and she's going to examine the wall. Can she look at the wall and see if she can see anything? Tap it, run her fingers over it, anything.
But you can certainly tap and run your fingers over the wall. Make me a... Yeah, make me a search check for that.
A search check. Oh, that's a whole 5.
Yeah, no, as much as you tap and look around the wall, you can't find anything.
You found a wall.
That's
Yeah, you found a wall.
that is unlocking something.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it's also
I know-
reanimating this suit of armor.
I know that, but I needed to double check
Yeah,
that
well,
I didn't just
What I'm
imagine
suggesting
it.
is if we disarm the suit of armor,
Well, that's obvious,
so it
isn't
hasn't
it,
got the
Kara?
bloody great sword, then you can do this as many times as you
Well,
like.
yes, I know that, but that's obvious, isn't it, really? I was just simply trying to establish what's being unlocked. Something's being unlocked, and this is the protection mechanism. So yes, we need to deal with the suit of armour.
But if we disarm the suit of armor, you can keep moving the rook, and then you can keep listening, and we'll get a better chance
Well, yes,
of
I
working out
know,
where
but
it
I
is.
was just establishing something, Kero. So yes, we need to look at the suit of armour. And clearly there is magic at work, as I detected. Is the round rug on the floor? Elora's going to walk over towards the rug, but she's not
Okay.
going to step on the rug. She's going to move
Walk around the
pretty
rug.
much
don't
over
step
to
on the rug.
where pretty much where the door was, where she came in through the door.
Yeah, okay.
Is the suit of armour... To get to the suit of armour, would she have to step on the rug?
No, you can walk around the edge. It's now kind of stood itself just on the very edge of the rug.
It's a suit of armour, guys. What about just tying its legs together?
Could do.
But don't touch it, if you know what I mean. Because I don't know whether anything else, if anything else were to interfere with it, whether it would.
How about your
Animate?
bit of stone rope, Ogvar? Would that immobilise it if we wrapped it round it?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it's, to type a person's one thing. We don't know how strong this. It's clearly magical, so it may have more than enough power to break free of it.
Well, your stone rope must be stronger than any normal rope we've got.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should just try. Cuin, what do you reckon?
I wish I hadn't used those manacles now, but we have got that fine rope. That was special rope. We could try it.
But it seems that as long as someone moves a piece back, it stops moving. So as long as someone's
Does it?
holding on to the piece,
Yes.
the piece, not the piece.
Yeah, but I don't know if something else were to interact with it. If something were to touch it itself, maybe.
Well, we don't know. So I'll tell you what. I'll tie its legs with that piece of rope, fine rope.
Yeah, just yeah, give that a go.
Cuin's going to take the go over to the armour, and with the fine rope that he'd taken from they'd acquired from the underground arena journey, he's going to tie the legs together of the armour.
Okay.
Oh, I was going
As
to
you-
move back. Oh, sorry, carry on. Yes.
No, go for it.
Yeah, Ogvar doesn't like the fact that we're all sort of very close to this, so he's going to move back over towards sort of like the chessboard a little bit. So just so he can get his bow and arrow out, and if there is a chance that he needs to make a shot, then he's got enough space to.
Okay. As you bend down to tie its legs together, Cuin, you start putting the rope around its legs.
Ominous dice roll.
Does a 28 hit you?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, 28 hits. So,
What with?
Swiftly
as
to
you're
the
bent
chin.
down, to tie this rope, and at the instant the rope has touched this piece of armour, its great sword swings up with the flat of the blade into your chest, dealing 6 points of damage. Sorry, 6 points plus 11 points of damage.
What, in total or plus 11?
No, as in total, sorry. Deals 11 points of damage as you are struck across the chest with the flat of this blade and forced prone 5 foot away. And everyone can roll me initiative.
21 for Ogvar.
Okay.
23 all in for Aurora.
Laura 23.
19 for Cuin.
14 for Caddo.
Cuin was a 19. Caddo was a 14. 14. And Est is a 10. Okay. And with that,
That's it.
we'll carry on next time.
Upon inspection, the team learned that the library windows were locked, so a little sorcery to silence the shattering of glass was in order. One by one, they climbed through the opening, taking care to close the casement behind them. Encountering the elegance within, their appreciative eyes roamed room after room of sheer refinement, each one oozing with opulence and awash with wealth. When it came to Arthur Axum, perhaps the only thing that the party approved of was that at least the man appeared to have decent decorative taste. In short order, they quickly turned their attentions back to the quest for their quarry. Everyone mounted the stairs to the mezzanine in pursuit of a private room that they had seen marked on their map. Once inside, they made a thorough inspection, and the sorcerers sought to highlight any suspicious magical mysteries that might be lurking. A chessboard riddle revealed a link between the lurking suit of armour and a disguised door to the secret space that they had been seeking. Their plan to deal with the shiny suit rapidly went south, and as we leave this episode, a sword has been swung.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.